Hola, everybody. How's everybody feeling out there? Let's just jump right into it. That's the best way to do it, right? Especially when you're a little nervous, you're like, all right, shit. No foreplay, just jump right into it. I just watched, this is so funny how this always happens, but this is divinely orchestrated. I just watched Light's latest video, and a perfect breakdown. I always called her my spiritual therapist, and I have another spiritual therapist out there too. But out of everybody, it's always been those two that's gravitated me towards calling me out and just keeping me honest. But but for lack of words, to transition into my point. Light, your video really opened up my eyes. I know, answer that. Little hesitation, right? The left shoulder, like, are you gonna really just give it up like that? Everybody's like, was he gonna propose? A little sitcom studio sound noises in the background, like, it's not that. It's not that, but I had to, I had confirmation. I love playing around with emotions when I can. I like capturing the the shock value. I like that. I like letting you think and ponder. Where's he gonna go? Little nail biter and shit. But first and foremost, I do love you, Light. All right, I do. I never have stopped loving you. It's always been a Han Solo connection. Of course, confirmation, birds, chirpies. But the video, just broke down exactly what is happening with all of us, because we are all one. And I always say this, it's like regurgitative. I always say we need to love one another. There they go, wanting to block my throat chakra. They, us. Basically, go watch Light's latest video. Because what I'm going to say is only going to make sense if you watch her video, so I won't lose my train of thought. So I understand that everything is just fragmented and is processing through me, right? Or us, right? We're one. Us. Through. You know what I'm trying to say. We all one consciousness, so I'm just going to keep on speaking in human terms, but you know what I mean. We all came from the same source, all right? So what's happening now, since the Matrix is dying, once I truly figure it out, which I believe I just did, but I'm always learning. I'm not going to say I know it all, right? But based off her latest video, everything I'm seeing that I'm thinking is outside of me and it's an enemy is just the coding that is being fragmented, and the source is showing us what is our true purpose here on this planet, is to love one another, not to hate one another, right? The second coming. If you know, you know. Hence, every time I open up this book, I laugh at myself. It's like every time there's a line, it's relevant to what I'm going through. Hence, we're all living the same story. So, I'm laughing because it's just, I feel like I've been Rambo for so long. I just saw an image of my head just taking off the bandana finally and just throwing it in the swamp. It's like it dropping the Bowie knife. Like shit, what the fuck now? What we gonna do now? Right? And it's funny because I'm processing it now because I've always been on warrior status. I'm always defensive, waiting for something that the next foot to drop or the next shoe to fall, whatever the saying is, right? And literally this video, well, honestly, spiritual bathrobes video earlier, I like that. You broke down your story, and I felt like an ass because I was doing a lot of assumptions. I was like, oh shit, man. I saw the one eye symbolism, and I thought you were just winking at them. Like, I almost got him. I almost got him. You know what I'm saying? We about to get eloped. And then the next night, he's hog tied on a tree and shit. And he wakes up, and there's a whole bunch of candlelight around him, and people are staring down, licking their lips and shit. I thought it was going to be one of those. That's why I winked at you. That's why I thought, like, oh, no, sir. No, sure, I ain't gonna be nobody shagger face. I ain't gonna be no C3PO on that log and shit. It wasn't C3PO. It was like Han Solo and them on the log and shit. C3PO levitated the seat. It wasn't him, it was Luke Skywalker. And then the Ewoks thought he was a god and shit. I ain't gonna be one of them type of sacrifice where I'm getting down. I ain't gonna be, slowly bop down some fucking aisle like it's the damn fucking the fucking Soul Train in this bitch. And I'm like, hey, I'm the only one that ain't dancing in this bitch. I ain't dancing. I got an apple in my mouth and shit. No shit. So my shield went up real quick and was like, no, all right, spiritual bathrobe. No shit. But her story today showed me a lot that I didn't know, right? Hence, I love being transparent. Hence, if I want to get involved with anybody that's going to be a soulmate or on a business level, I always, I just twitch. I always recommend speaking, talking, one-on-one, face-to-face. I'm that type of person. I'm intuitive, but at the same time, you can, if you know, you know. So, I'm learning a lot every day. And Light's latest video, it just changed my whole perspective just like that. And the saying, teamwork makes the dream work, literally, it means just that. Like, with everyone collective, all of our work together helped. When I say this, hopefully I'm saying this correctly. I believe it's helped us all learn from one another instead of looking at, oh, Megan's a fucking enemy or Alonzo's the enemy or whatever the case is, right? Let's just look at it as we're learning how to become the best versions of ourselves without sounding cliche, to get to the highest versions that we were all designed to be. So we can emulate through our own vessels how this planet was designed to orchestrate all of us. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. So there's nothing outside of ourselves. It's just projections of ourselves we're seeing. And it lets us know wherever we get triggered, we're getting triggered for a reason, so we can analyze that feeling and really understand why we're even feeling that way. So we can do our shadow work, right? To transmute that feeling so we can graduate to the next vibration, the next chakra level, right? Oh, yeah, by the way, I saw nature's ill, right? I saw a bunny rabbit again, like earlier this AM, just chilling, just stopped right in front of my window, turned his head, looked right at me. Bugs Bunny chewed, looked around, slow bopped, and it dipped. I'm like, awesome. Seeing cardinals just landing closer to the house, I love it. I was out there grounding yesterday and the bee was all hovering. I got a little nervous, you know what I'm saying? Because when me and my brothers were young, there was this bush in our backyard in front of the above ground pool we had. It was a fence, one of them picket fences, and then inside that picket fence was the in-ground pool, but we had these big ass shrub bushes, whatever. The little prickly guy, the green prickly bushes. Them bitches ain't no joke. But there was a bee hornets in there, and me and Rico were just throwing logs at that bitch for some stupid reason. And then I think I made contact with that joint. If you ever seen My Girl, I think that's what the movie is called, with Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone, if I'm saying his name right. Macaulay Culkin. He was in that movie with the glasses and some other girl. Really good movie, heartbreaking, but you need to see it if you haven't seen it. So when I made contact with that bee, the hornet's nest, and it dropped. All of a sudden, I just heard a whole bunch. So I thought I was straight. For some reason, I still felt safe, but I was like, all right, this is a cool sound. You see it in the movies and shit. That would be funny. This is how it always works for me. When I think that would be funny, then it actually happens. In my mind, I was like, that'd be funny if I just saw a whole swarm of them just come like at us, like you see in the movies and in the cartoons and shit. And as soon as I had the second word come out, that would be funny. Me and Rick like, oh yeah. We ran to our screen porch, right? We had a screen porch back there. That joint looked like, just like in a Disney movie or a cartoon strip, how that shit was all like the mother bee or whatever that joint was focused on our ass. Like whole swarm of them joint like in the fucking, the Walt Disney joints, they formed in propellers and all that shit. Kamikaze planes. So me and Rhea, all I thought about was that movie, My Girl. And it's brought to you by Shakers. So I just thought about that shit, right? By the beanies. So we got in the stream porch, and a few of them came in before we closed the door. We're like, hey, we good. We weren't good. We had like 4 of them bitches in that bitch. We had the grandparents in that joint. Like, you thought you got away and we'll sting you some more. So we getting all popped in the chest. Like, you know what I'm saying? We getting shot up in that bitch. Yeah, we got a few whelps. So yeah, we learned our lesson. But just seeing the whole family outside the screen just indenting that bitch, we're like, man, thank God this screen's powerful, because that joint was budging. That joint was trying to come in the party. That screen was budgies. Yeah. So that was a hell of a story. So let's get back to it, right? So I was outside grounded, so I still have a fear for hornets and fucking bees, long story short. So when I'm grounded outside the other day, there's this one bee just chilling in front of me. And I asked the universe to have everything get closer to me, insects and shit. Before I forget, I saw a fox, basically. Earlier today, I saw a big-ass fox, and I've seen that fox a few times. But just the timing of everything, I know something big's coming. So that fox just trots by and shit with the long-ass tail, fluffy tail, and I look at it, and it slowly bops in the woods and shit. So wherever I'm living at is going to be there, in the waters and the trees, all right? That's point blank, all right? I love your spiritual bathrobe, but you live near the mountains. So that's another thing. I was like, hey, shit, if I'm getting with anybody, they better love the water and they better love the nature, all right? Point blank. But I'm going to go to the mountains. I definitely need to do some research. Indiana Jones Adventures in the Mountains, all right? Bada bings. That's going to happen. In the pyramids, bada bings. I'm going in the king's chambers. I'm going to take that gong and bang, and I'm going to astral travel that bitch. That's a guarantee. So if any ain't, never mind. Don't even want to put it out there. But I'm Indiana Jones, so I'll be ready for anybody who wants to dangle for the ceilings. Oh, you sure you going to pyramids? Hey? I'm going to shoot them bitches down from the ceilings. All right, I'll tell you that. Hey. I've seen too many pyramid movies and shows and shit. You know there's something coming out that bitch. There's a lot of traps. Mummies walking around shooting darts at your ass. Hey, fuck that bullshit. I'm going to be prepared, eh? Shit. Yeah. So I was sitting out there grounding. Yeah, I know. I come back to the foundation, baby cakes. And a bee was just chilling. And in my mind, I did what I normally did. That'd be funny if it got all close. Immediately, that joint was on the glasses and shit. I closed eyes because I still had the fear, but I was telling my body to chill out. I heard that joint be like... I was like, all right, so just a test from the universe. It's just royalty, you know what I'm saying? Bees mean royalty. The universe is giving me a kiss like you did it. You know, just blowing your kiss. But that bitch just sounded like it was about to attack me. It just brought me back to when me and Rico being dumb and shit. I was like, oh, baby J's don't crawl in the ether. Don't go in there and get too comfy. Then I gotta be extra still. Like, and then his buddies come back and say, oh, we remember you from when you were back in the days. Okay, you killed a few of our out. And then they could have just got me that way. You know what I'm saying? I could have went out like that. So thank Baby J's that didn't happen. So it flew away after some time, but Baby J's, some driplets came out, little piss driblets. I had to keep stiff as a statue, I'll tell you that, baby cakes. Shit. So back to the point. So I passed that test. I was about to say, I notice I be doing this a lot. You know, I don't know what the fuck it is. Maybe it helps me channel and shit. But bada bings. So maybe from the from the fives back in the day, I don't know. Maybe this is something subliminal. I always notice main characters doing shit. I don't know what it is from the outsiders. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's been happening. But yeah, man, me and Mother Nature's been coming close. So it's a sign that I'm getting more in love with myself and nature, and everything's becoming more comfortable with me and shit. And I found out a few days ago through a random tarot reader that the trees are the true cosmic records. Just hold on to the trees, you get knowledge. And it makes sense because I always love hugging trees and just talking to them and shit. I know my neighbors think I'm cuckoo or Dr. Zoolittle in this bitch, or Dr. Doolittle, whatever. So I be talking to everything. Everything. I be laughing at myself sometimes, but I'm like, fuck it, I'm Tarzan and Aquaman. This is how it normally is supposed to be anyways. They just made you feel like it's weird and shit. They want you reading, I was about to take myself back in time. They want you reading newspapers and shit, but now it's all up in the phones. They just want your body up in this bitch or in some tablets. They want your fingers glued to the screen. They want you so addicted to the phone that when you put it down for 5 minutes, you think about it on the 6th minute. Like, wait a minute, where's my phone at? All right, cyborgs. Baby J's. I ain't gonna lie, I be sometimes putting the phone down. It's like, all right, inner child, come out and play. Watching wrestling and shit. Then the phone's like, aren't you gonna pick me up and check your notifications? Ain't that a bitch? You know what I'm saying? Do I need to put you in the microwave to shut you up? As soon as you attempt to put it in the microwave, your phone's gonna say, I'm too far away from you, bring me closer. I guarantee that voice will pop up. Do that experiment. Just throw the phone randomly somewhere and see how long you can go without that phone talking to you. I guarantee that phone's gonna talk to you. Put that bitch in the closet, I guarantee it'll be like some paranormal activity and shit. You just see your door doing like, like, hey, that a bitch. How did the phone grow legs and shit? That bitch is all up in the mid-level near the door now. Guaranteed. Baby cakes. Shit, think I'm bullshit. Throw that bitch across your room. I guarantee you won't even be able to look at that phone for more than 3 seconds before Alexa talks to your ass. Somehow Alexa pops on. Why don't you pick her up? You know I'm telling the dead truth too, boy. Shit. Baby cakes. I know what I'm saying now. That's funny. The spirit of Alonzo Hamburger's in me. Because I remember that cat, he's a comedian. I hope he's still living to this day. His name was Alonzo Hamburger. Jones or something like that. He was on Def Comedy Jam. Just look him up. Every time he hit a punchline or he was done a joke, he would say, hamburger. Hamburger. You would think he was a walking spokesman, man, right? But after he said it, you thought about eating a hamburger when the ketchup dripping off the sides. You just thought about that shit. So that's some powerful shit right there. And I'm saying baby cakes. So I was like, just thought about that. It's funny as shit. During the days Martin Lawrence was the host, all right? Those are the best. All right, those are the best. Bill Bellamy, he did good. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, Martin Lawrence, he killed it. I was about to say before he got cloned, we go. But yada. We don't need to go down there. But Run Tell That, I think that's when he got Jamie Foxxed up. Or we'll say that the other way around. Jamie Foxx got Martin Lawrence up. Run Tell That. Bada bing, since his tattoo's missing. But what are we doing that for, Zoe? Today's purpose was to be unified, not to be Fox Mulder. But hopefully I brought you guys some enlightenment and some joy and some humor, because I think I'm going to wrap this video up. But before I do, I want to give you a long goodbye first. And that I will be showing myself more. Not in that way. The large 6. If you know, you know. 6-packies. But no, I'm going to be just, it's over. It's done. I'm going to be out here loving one another and truly embodying what love looks like, and not separation and hate and all this other stuff. And experiment with that and see how it goes. That's the best way I can say it. Because there may be some days I fall victim to I was about to say to the flesh, but somebody reminded me that we're all one, and the ego is just our soul. So there's a lot of new perspective and renewing of the mind I love. And it's got me on another adventure, you know what I mean? It's got me on another cobweb adventure. You know what I mean? If you love those adventures, every time they go through somewhere, like Indiana Jones, perfect example. You know, you see the cobwebs and all of a sudden you see the hand or the fucking hatchet or whatever come through that bitch, and then it's a new world. It's like, what the hell's behind here? What, baby J's? Shit. Flashlight. Hey, shit, what the fuck is that from? Right? Yeah. I'm an explorer. I like just discovering shit. Gotta give him the Martin Lawrence face. All right, so I get props. A lot of the shit you see me is from watching a lot of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Married with Children, Al Bundy face, all that shit. Just I embodied it all. Just put my own steez on it. That's all it is. Just be yourself. Be flattered by people and inspired, and then put your own steez on it. And then you bada bing. It's a chef's kiss. Bada bings. That's it. And then you got that fucking Marilyn Monroe bops. I guess that's it before I ramble on. Please ramble on. Kids. Splinter face from the first Ninja Turtles at the end. Like, kids. But at the same time, I know people are addicted to my energy and shit. Now, I know this doesn't help. I mean, I know people are playing with their beanies right now. Please don't put your sleeve back on. Ah. So I gotta be very careful on how I put my energy out there. There are literally vampires out in this joint that suck off bottom feeder energies. All right, you're doing it again. That's us. We're learning from each other. Fragments, right? All right, baby cakes. Whew. So thank you all for helping me see. I left it's funny. I had a boomerang in the back. Forgive me. If you catching up, you're catching up. I told you. If I slow down, I forget to download. But I left on Light's page. I was like, man, all you had to do was just say this from day one. You know what I'm saying? All you had to say was just that from day one. And then I replied to my own reply. I was like, but it was all necessary. Literally it was. You know what I mean? If she said that from day one, it wouldn't have made sense with all the hell and the Dante's Inferno and the Bane pits I slipped from when I was seeing daylight and I got cocky. I almost get higher. Then the old man was like, dude, you get up. Yeah. So, you know, I had a lot of those. A lot of overconfident fucking slips. And then my ass is on my Bizak. Baby cakes. Hammer. I'll drop the microphone on that. I'm a funny fucker. And you can be the same way too, man. Just embody yourself. Ain't no embarrassment over here. Just be your true self. If it makes you laugh until you start crying, then you know someone else is going to love that shit. Heath Ledger, lip smack. But that started from John Witherspoon. See, I used to do the lip smack from John Witherspoon from the first Friday. That shit was lunch. We all love the favorite scene, right? He's in the kitchen. Every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. Eating all the damn hog maw. You don't think I like hog maw? Pig's feet? Just all the facial expressions was just priceless, yo. It was priceless. When you first see Friday, I don't know if the era is gone where you appreciate John Witherspoon's fatherhood and that interaction between John Witherspoon and Ice Cube, because real fathers and sons interact just like that. Maybe not to the point where the father, I mean, yeah, shit. I mean, I don't know about the father calling the son in the bathroom. That shit was just, I love the extra step. They went an extra mile, but you felt like you in the bathroom too, just the way John was. Shit, I smelled your shit for years, boy. You smell mine for 5 minutes. And then when Ice Cube was like, we all felt that, and if you didn't feel that scene, then I don't know what's wrong with you. But that's true art right there. That's true essence. That's true authenticness. But this era, I don't even know. You guys are born, and the first thing you see before you see daylight is a tablet. The doctor hands that bitch to you. Yeah, that's the generation we in, so I don't even know if you can appreciate that Friday scene from 97. Damn. Man, when that movie came out, man, me and my brothers, my friends would walk from our house to the Annapolis Mall on the daily. If we didn't have a ride, someone wasn't trying to pick us up, if we didn't have no bikes, we would make that that Stand By Me walk. Yeah, you seen the movie Stand By Me? That shit was luncheon. I'm not confusing it with Lean on Me. Yeah, there's two different movies that have similar titles. One, Lean on Me, is with Morgan Freeman as a teacher, was based off some real life shit, and he got them students in line. That movie scared me back in the day, all right? So that's that movie, which is a very impactful movie. I recommend you watching it. And Stand By Me is is with some friends, some kids, and they go on an adventure. They're all going through some issues, and then they come together and they're like, hey man, let's just take an adventure. I think they're going in the woods to see, like, there's like a gang member that like terrorizes the town, and supposedly there's a rumor that the gang member got killed and he's in the woods somewhere. And one of the kids says, hey man, found out where Timmy Longtooth is. It's the gang member name, I don't know. That's just an example, right? Timmy Longtooth. Timmy Longtooth. And they go on an adventure based off that rumor. And it's dope. Keith Sutherland's in it. And damn, there's a few good actors in there, but Keith Sutherland is the only one. Keith Sutherland. Right. Jack Bauer from 24, if you don't know who Keith Sutherland is. Mercury's still in the microwave. Great movies to watch. That's what I recommend. All right, man. Those are good foundational movies. All right. They all have something to do with bonding, with family, communication, teamwork makes the dream work, imagination, anything can happen, and belief, just having faith. And good storytelling. All right. When I mean storytelling, not fake, it's just like your life experience. If you can share your story with the world, it will help. It will help a lot of people. It will help millions. I mean, yeah, damn right it will. Not everyone's going to tell you when you're helping them too. That's something you don't even need to look for validation, but us as an embodiment of humans living, or God's living through a human experience, it's good to have some validation and know that your work is impactful, right? It is. It's just, I'm not even going to fake the funk. Not for any boastful purposes, but it's good to know that you're doing something and you're helping God out and you're seeing it radiate through the planet. That's a good feeling. It is. And a lot of us want validation in different ways. Yeah, like for instance, when I got to where I am now, I was looking for the stereotypical confetti dropping from the skies. Every day I go outside, everybody's saying, hey, so you did it. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's awesome. My bank account over flooding with money, you know what I'm saying? Just going to the dealership. I want that bitch for Wednesday, that joint for Sunday right there, and that joint for Tuesday. Like, that's happening regardless. But I thought it was immediate. You know what I mean? And then when it didn't happen like that and the total opposite happened, I was like, what the fuck? Seems like everybody's hating me and shit. And I just crossed the finish line without the picture snapping and nothing. What the fuck is this? Everybody's sitting there just looking away like, all right, what the fuck is this, man? I'm the winner over this bitch. Oh, that's what y'all doing. That's what time it is. Oh, yeah, that's what time it is now. All right, bet. This is just not the way the winner is supposed to look, huh? Ain't that a bitch? You know what I'm saying? And then the camera's cut off and all that shit. So that's what happened in my life. And everybody's on the screen like, aren't you happy? I was like, y'all can kiss my whole asshole. The whole thing. And that one dangly hair too, just lick that bitch while you at it. Tell me, aren't you happy? Fuck out of here. But, now we had to go through all that to get the new perspective and so forth. So it's comical, it's funny. And Light's video helped illuminate basically everything I've been asking for, you know what I mean? Instead of looking for every Tom, Dick, Harry, who's involved, bada bing, it's just fragments of the Matrix, and I just need to sit back and literally do nothing besides be myself and continue just loving one another, forgiving people, and then everything else will radiate and come together the way the plan was supposed to be. The Christ consciousness, and we look at each other for the way we're supposed to look at each other, as one. Pretty good download, Spirit Team, thank you. Shit.
Oh, I'll tell you another gem too. If you're ever doing a video and your brain says, I don't think this is good enough, I shouldn't release this, I think it's too much, that's the perfect sauce to release the joint. As a microphone drop, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to let y'all decode that on y'all. When you feel the most uncomfortablest and you got it in your gut like this may be too raw for him, some Eddie Murphy, delirious type shit, that's the perfect formula to release it. All right? Because think about it. If you feel too comfortable doing a video, just feel that you didn't do anything special, right? You don't feel nervous about it, like, all right, bet, we're good. And it's just repetitive and robotish and shit, and you ain't really showing anybody anything new besides the character you want to show the world when you go to work and shit, if you still work, then you ain't doing nothing special. Like right now, I'm feeling some butterflies and shit like now. I'm like, all right, bet. This is the sauce. There all are anyways, but I noticed that more. I'm more conscious. I'm like, maybe this should not be the video. Maybe I gave him too much. Because I'm very Batman-ish and secretive. And I love going against that. You know what I'm saying? And that's called growth. That's it. I'll talk and talk and talk and talk. Love you. Take care. It's 3126. Not bad. Yeah. Take care. Stay high vibrating and all that good jazz. All right. Till next time.